And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. And the power rankings now, second half of February. Interesting to see how some of these teams compare. Taking a look at Cleveland. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
When you look at this visiting team, they've been a surprise success, showing prognosticators what they're really made of all season long.
Now the starting group for the visitors. Alperen Sengun out there with Jalen Duren. Then it's Fred VanVleet. Then there's Bird. And it's Caruso in a shooting guard. And for the Raptors, Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Emmanuel quickly out there with Dick. And it's Ingram in at the 3. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
A wide open look for Bird. Goes back up. And Pirtle pulls it down. Ingram against VanVleet. And that one's good. Ingram.
Well, Ingram showing you that ability to play big inside.
On the wing, Bird. Pass to Sengun. And here's Bird. Sengun with the ball. Covered by Barnes. And Pirtle sends it back. And they get it back. Shot clock at 3. Here's Bird. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Yeah, not sure why he faded away there. Sure looked like he had plenty of space.
Quickly the pass to Dick. VanVleet against Quickly. Pass to Ingram. Here's the 3. That one no good. Gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Hands it from downtown.
This is just what Bird does. He makes shooting from range look easy.
Ingram outside. Back to Barnes. Quickly kicks to Barnes. Inside. Here's Dick. And the dunk by Dick.
That's a nice dime from Barnes, showing he can break down the defense with his passing.
Just about 2 minutes into the game. First quarter of basketball. Bird outside. To the middle. Here's Duren. Great play by Bird to set it up.
Well, let me tell you something about Jalen Duren. This guy fears no one, and he plays with a mean streak.
Now, here's Quickly. His last outing, 16 points for him. Dick passes to Ingram. Off target from outside. Gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. VanVleet deciding where to go with it. Back to Caruso. VanVleet passes to Sengun. VanVleet outside. Pass to Sengun. Over Barnes. Back off in time to beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Raptors trail by 3. Quickly with it. Fires for 3. Sinks the triple.
It's always on time and on target.
Now VanVleet. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Caruso, no good.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good look. Just couldn't find the mark.
For 3, Ingram. And that's collected by Bird.
Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Pass to Sengun. Back to Bird. A 3-ball. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look here at the visitors. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings. And guys showing no signs of letting up. And checking Looking out Toronto, just need to take it a game at a time. And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Now let's step back and have a look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Toronto's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Ingram against Caruso. Now here's Ingram. He's guarded closer, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, the defense was right on him there, but Ingram is just too good that close to the rim.
Stan, I look at your list of players you've coached, some incredible scores along the way, including Brandon Ingram. Let's zero in on him. What makes him so good?
Well, Kevin, look, when you've got Brandon Ingram's size and then you have the ability to get where you want to go on the floor, and you can just get to that spot and rise up above people and knock down shots, you're virtually impossible to stop one-on-one, and that's what Brandon Ingram has.
What a talent. Here's Van Vliet after Toronto at the three-pointer. Bird is screen on quickly. Pass to Duran. Here's Şengün. Now here's Bird. He's covered by Ingram. Bird kicks to Van Vliet. Great play by Bird to set it up.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And stolen by Caruso. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
Well, physical play by Duran at the rim, which doesn't allow much room for interference.
Birtle sets the pick for quickly. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Van Vliet picks one up.
First team foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Stan, when you were faced with back-to-back games, did that factor into your game planning at all?
Not really, Kevin. I mean, it factored into what we did in preparation. You know, practice the day before the back-to-back set. But I was a one-game-at-a-time guy, and whatever it took to win that night was what we were going to do. And then we'd worry about the second game when that one was over.
No good from Bird. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Toronto working the ball around now. Pass to Barnes. Shoots over Caruso. That's short off the rim. Gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Şengün, no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And that one's good. Ingram.
Well, you can't give a guy like Ingram a look like that from beyond the arc.
And here is Van Vliet. To the inside. Here's Şengün. And Pirtle pulls it down.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
Barnes. It's blocked.
A remarkable defender. Caruso also uses his deceptive vertical to his advantage to come up with blocks.
And the focus was to get stopped. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejection.
Well, they did have some impressive numbers blocking shots, and I like their defensive game plan.
teams down the court.
Toronto on defense, leading by 5, and stolen by Barnes. And in transition, it's Ingram. Here we go. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Christie. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
You can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. He's fantastic at sensing when one of his guys has got some freedom.
Now here's Ingram. 7 points in the game. Over in the corner, Barnes. Christie against Ingram. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Raptors have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Barnes finds quickly. Here's Dick, defended by Bird. The offensive rebound. Birtle sets the pick for Barnes. Second shot opportunity. No good on the layup.
Oh, you got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And they call the foul, so he's got the line here. It's going to go on Grady Dick. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he's kept his percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
That's good from Simmons. Toronto's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's quickly. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Allen. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Putting up about 10 points a night, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Raptors have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Wagner's checked in for Jalen Duren. And quickly drops them both.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Allen against Simmons. At the elbow, it's Bird. Here's Bull. Great play by Bird to set it up. Bird's got 5 assists in the game.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's quickly. He's got 10. And the Raptors miss again. Here's Bull. The shot from the low post is good. Bull's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
Here's quickly. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
Maybe unnecessary to go for the finger roll instead of just laying it in, but it is impressive.
Here's Simmons after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
2 minutes left.
To the paint, here's Bird. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Ingram, he's checked in for Toronto.
Players have the overall game of Larry Bird. Obviously, we know he can shoot the lights out, but he's also an elite level passer.
Now here's Ingram. He's got 7. Robinson finds Allen. Back to Robinson. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's Simmons. Wagner outside. Pass to Christie. 5 on the clock. Takes the 13-footer. Hits the front of the rim and out. And so Allen will bring it up now for Toronto. Trailing by 4.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. That's obviously easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them.
And that rejection had some mustard on it. Huge, huge play.
And in a close game, blocks like that are so clutch, and that could be a real difference maker here tonight.
Now, here's Wagner. Scoreless thus far. Back to Bowl. Great play by Bird to set it up. Bird's got his 6th assist on the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's Ingram. He has 7. Pass to Abaji. Robinson against Wagner. Robinson down low. Here's Walter. And Ball sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Ball setting the pick for Bird. And the dunk by Ball.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Leading by 8. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Yeah, they really trust their depth. They have no problem relying on their bench in crucial situations.
You got Grayson Allen. He's out there with Walter. Robinson is out there with Ingram. And it's Abaji in at the 4. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
Well, that's what Ingram does. His ability to get a defender out of his comfort zone.
So with Brandon Ingram's height and his shooting ability, Stan, he can get about any shot he wants, can he?
Yeah, Kevin, any shot at any time. You know, his ball handling is a lot better than people think. He can get to his spots on the floor. And a little bit like Kevin Durant, he can just rise up over people. And he's got a great ability to make really tough shots look easy.
What a fun player to watch. And that one falls for Ingram. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Yep, that one goes. Van Vliet's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Wow, that was no wet spot he slipped on, folks. He just plain broke him down.
Yeah, you don't see guys weak-legged like that very often. We'll be seeing that play for weeks to come.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, Ingram's a kind of a quiet scorer. Sometimes you don't even notice when he's putting up 20, 30, 40, because he just does it within the flow of the game.
Alex Caruso. He's checked in for Cameron Reddish. Both free throws good for Ingram.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
To the inside. Christie the pass to Caruso. Drills it from outside. Caruso's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Caruso with the steal. Pass to Christie. Inside. Wagner. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Allen surveying the D. Ingram outside. Clock at 6. The shot comes out. Nice defense from Wagner. Allen against Van Vliet. Pass to Şengün. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
Highly skilled and intuitive. You know, Şengün is a handful. This is where some people compare him to a Jokic.
And he's got his first free throw of the game. First one falls for him.
Competitive, selfless. And a high basketball IQ. Şengün with the traits every coach loves.
Şengün hits them both. And Toronto has possession. It's a 10-point game. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Pass to Walter. Raptors moving the ball around. Takes the 3. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. Here's Van Vliet. Softly drops in the floater. Van Vliet's got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, tricky play by Van Vliet to beat the close coverage. Slipping past there for the finish.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Walter. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Caruso. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Wagner. And finish off by Wagner.
Yeah, powerful finish from Wagner. Don't get in his way.
Raptors trail by 14. Knocked loose. And stolen by Caruso. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's his first trip to the line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he'd like.
The first one falls.
Well, as the younger generation would say, Alex Caruso has that dog in him. He's a tenacious player on both sides of the ball and is constantly looking for ways to affect the game.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. So a moment now to see the story for Grady Dick.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Ingram against Şengün. And stolen by Şengün. Van Vliet outside. Six on the shot clock. In the corner, it's Bird. A three-pointer, no good. Raptors trail by 17. Allen outside. Floats one, and he sinks the layup. Allen's got his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Van Vliet with it. He's got 7 on the wing. Bird. Pass to Şengün. Van Vliet on the wing. Stolen by Allen. Ingram right side. Another shot. Birdel's shot is off. Gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Well, DA, you know, it takes time, but nice to see his development. Now here's Van Vliet. Pass to Şengün. Bird outside. Over Dick. Bird can't hit. Raptors trail by 14. Here's Walter. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Here we are, Stan, seeing more and more great international players in the NBA. And you've had a chance to coach some of the good ones as well.
Well, yeah, look, Kevin, you're right about the league now. We see every year, it seems like, the MVP is an international player. I had Pito Turkoglu was a big part of what we did in Orlando, was a most improved player in the league one year and a key part of our team that made it to the finals. 6'10", highly skilled, very versatile guy. There are great players coming from everywhere in the world. Well, the numbers will show that Duren is one of the top offensive rebounders in the game. He is a high motor player.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
You know what time
Teams that make their free throws, they're so tough down the stretch. Let's check out the best.
You can't be careless when you play them. I mean, no wasted opportunities at the line. It's a team effort, and they're getting it done.
Ingram kicks to Barnes. Quickly looking it over. For 3, Ingram. Duren pulls it in.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Şengün finds Duren. Shoots over Pirtle. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Duren's got 6 in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Back to Barnes. Pirtle with a screen on Şengün. Here's Barnes. And again, Toronto no luck. Gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. The shot's good from Bird.
We love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Poked away. Quickly the pass to Ingram. Pirtle with a screen on Caruso. And here's Ingram from the arc.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Puts up a 3. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Bird passes to Şengün. Bird high post. Barnes on him. Now Ingram. 12 points for him. The kick out to Barnes. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Bird. Toronto grabs the miss. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Dick passes to Barnes, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Larry Bird.
And you got to be careful how you guard Barnes, especially when he's in attack mode.
The Raptors have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well. And he knocks down the first one. And landing zone fouls have been a part of the rule book for some time now, Coach. It's changed how shooters shoot.
No question, Kevin, and it's a good thing, I think. The NBA needs to protect the shooters. They're doing that. None of us wants injuries that could be prevented. We don't want to see the great shooters just come down and land on somebody's foot and miss 6 to 8 weeks.
Bird can't hit. Raptors trail by 18. Over in the corner, Allen hits it from three-point range. Allen's got 5.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Van Vliet on the wing. Duran high post. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. That's 12 points here for Jalen Duran.
And he continues to shoot a perfect percentage. Clearly a big reason why they're up right now.
Back to Dick. Fader on the way. Duran pulls it in. Gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Quickly against Van Vliet. And here is Şengün. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans. Clock at 2. Here's Bird. That misses off the backboard. Raptors trail by 17.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Pass to Barnes. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Jalen Duran.
Look how ready Barnes is to play physically. He insists on finishing his motion.
And the first one drops.
And he didn't go to the line once in the first half. But now he's figuring out how to draw contact and get himself to the line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And Barnes, an all-around threat. A good scorer, aggressive rebounder, solid passer, and more than capable defensively.
Quickly against Van Vliet. Three-pointer, Bird. That falls. Great assist by Van Vliet.
For 3.
Van Vliet's got 3 assists tonight. And so quickly we'll bring it up for Toronto. Greg, what's the key thing Fred Van Vliet brings to this offense?
I feel like he's really a centering presence, Kevin. The guys can look to him to call the play, to give them their orders, and trust that he's setting them up for success.
Great open look there. Allen's got 8 points.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
Bird outside. Duran sets the screen for Bird. Over Allen. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Quickly kicks to Pirtle. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Dick, that's good.
Not just a jump shooter. Dick can operate inside that restricted area.
Quickly against Van Vliet. Bird outside. Down low. It's deflected. Van Vliet passes to Bird. Now here's Şengün. Caruso, no good. Here's Dick, covered by Van Vliet. Dick with it. 7 points in the game.
Fred Van Vliet. That's his second personal foul. Team is in the penalty. At the line for 2. Dick!
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Jake. Bird outside. Lets it go with a three. No good on that one. And we've reached halftime in this one. They lead by 13. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
62.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our midseason Eastern Conference standings. You got to be feeling pretty good if you're one of the teams at the top of your conference.
It's a huge confidence boost. Lets you know that they're doing the right thing right now.
As if you ever needed a confidence boost. You always think you're doing everything right.
Well, oh my gosh, look, who's talking? Are you serious? Ernie, you hear this?
I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about you.
I tuned out a long time ago. And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well for the visiting team.
A key part of this one, their bench production. Those guys can heat it up in a hurry. Give the starters a little rest. Can't ask for more than that.
Wash, rinse, repeat. You guys wouldn't understand that because it involves shampooing. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Raptors trail by 13. Bird out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Alex Caruso. Then it's Fred VanVleet. And it's Duren in at the 5, down low. And the rejection by Bird.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebound.
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Just 5 on the clock. They double-team Bird. Here's VanVleet. Rebound by the Raptors. Over in the corner, Barnes. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. VanVleet with it, now guarded by Ingram. And Pirtle sends it back. Pass to Barnes. 90 seconds now into the second half. Pirtle with a screen on VanVleet. Barnes passes to Dick. A three-pointer off the mark.
Not a great start to this second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Raptors trail by 13. It's Ingram on the wing. Defended by Caruso. That's tipped.
Well, I want to see more of this from Duren. Nice effort using his size to make an impact defensively.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Quickly against VanVleet. And it's quickly missing.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Bird looking it over. VanVleet outside. Off target from three-point range. Toronto's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Van Vliet passes to Caruso. Out to Bird. Hands the shot from the wing. 17 points for Larry Bird.
Yeah, not only is Caruso unselfish, he just has a great feel for the game.
And the timeout called by Darko Rojakovic. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
Now is that time to grab a free shirt.
We have the break in the action. Let's show you the teams that have been making their opponents work especially hard over the past 10 games.
They're really getting after it and communicating well on that end of the floor.
Pass to Dick. Screen by Pirtle. From past the arc. Dick can't get it to go. Gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Here's Bird. He's got 17 to the left wing. Duran against Pirtle. Out to Bird. From the wing. Good on the bucket. Bird's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
A pass to Pirtle.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's Bird. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Van Vliet against Quickly. With the teardrop up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Quickly against Van Vliet. Pass to Bull. Bird left side. Over Ingram. Bird can't get that one to fall. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Raptors. Quickly against Van Vliet. Puts it up from 12. It's hauled in by Bird. Bird's got 6 rebounds in the game. Christie the pass to Van Vliet. It's rebounded by Quickly. Raptors trail by 12. Dick finds Barnes. Chalk up 2 there. Barnes has got 5 points so far.
In the always evolving game of Barnes, I like seeing him wasting no time there, letting that one go.
Quickly against Van Vliet. On the wing, Bird. Teardrop shot. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Dan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh, my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the 2 biggest would be this. I think, number 1, anytime there was a lack of effort, you're not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just, excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you. Pass to Pirtle. And here is Quickly. To the middle. Here's Ingram. And Bull pulls it down. Gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now here's Van Vliet. He's got 10. Bird left side. Duren against Pirtle. Duren the pass to Bull. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Bull's got 13.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Van Vliet against Quickly. Pirtle sets the pick for Allen. Inside. Off the run.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Duren. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Quickly.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Brandon Ingram. Averaging about 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we're watching a special guy here, and his numbers only tell a fraction of the story.
Simmons checked in for Jalen Duren. Here's Christie. Bird outside. Right side Simmons. Clock at 6. Pass to Bull. Over Robinson. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. 15 points in the game.
And guys, this is kind of Bull's role. He's out there to score, and he does it in a variety of ways.
Quickly kicks to Allen. Toronto working the ball around now. And Bull sends it back. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Raptors retain possession. Shot clock at 6. Robinson a screen on Bird. The Raptors need to get a shot. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
Pass to Bull. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Outside Robinson. Now Quickly. He's got 17. Hits the three-point bomb.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Bird outside. Right side. Here's Bull. It's rebounded by Dick. Raptors trail by 15. Quickly with a wide open look. And the 3 off target.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Pass to Simmons. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Simmons got 5 now.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seemingly
like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Quickly, got a piece of it. Bird against Allen. Here's Ball, and the dunk by Ball.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors, trailing by 19. Allen outside, fires the three, gets the three-pointer to fall. 11 points in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Quickly against Beverly. Tries the spin move. They double-team Bird. Over Allen. Back to Bird. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Bird's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Just such great consistency on that jump shot. Even though he's not always squared up, Bird terrific in the catch-and-shoot game.
And here is Quickly. 20 points for him, and there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
So it's the visitors now. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. They lead by 18. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Walter out there with Grayson Allen. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then it's Robinson. And it's Abaji in at the 4 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Şengün. Rebound by the Raptors. Ingram's got his 6th rebound on the night.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Simmons. Pass to Christie. Here's Beverly. Up top, Şengün. Here he goes. Looking to end his cold spell. And he lays it up and in.
Love that intensity from Şengün inside. Basically overpowering the coverage.
Ingram fires from way outside. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Pass to Christie. Şengün against Robinson.
You watch Şengün, he has all the moves on the interior.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the away team. Alvarado.
And the first one at the line is good.
2 shots.
Şengün hits them both. Hey, Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game. And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't spending a lot of time studying the international game.
Toronto with the ball. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Pass to Allen. They set the pick. Down low. Here's Mobo. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Beverly, the pass to Şengün. Back to Beverly. Pass to Reddish. Oh, good with the triple. Raptors trail by 20. Beverly against Ingram. Raptors moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. It's Allen on the wing. Defended by Christie. Allen's shot is off.
Yeah, tough to make those jumpers when you are guarded that closely.
It's not going to go for him. Pass to Beverly. Now Simmons. He's covered by Ingram. Beverly looking around. Excellent D there from Allen. And Ingram has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Outside, Simmons. Pass to Christie. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Allen outside. Ingram outside. Here's Mobo. Nobody near Allen. Nailed from three-point land.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Checked in for the Raptors. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, guys, well, during the break, I was able to catch the message the visiting team coach gave to his team. Now, he heaped praise on the defense. He said, the pressure's great. I love it. Keep making them make mistakes, guys. It's working. He thinks they're on the right track here. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Back to Allen. Lots of room. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 16th rebound on the night. Caruso looking for an opening. Pass to Bird. It's Duren, top of the key. Now, here is Bird. Dick defending. Raptors trail by 18. Allen, the bounce pass. Dick with it. Defended by Duren. Dick can't get it to go.
Well, it's just not been his night. He's finding good looks, but they're just not falling.
Here's Caruso. Here's Duren. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
Well, give credit to Duren's teammates. They know he's got the hot hand, and they're feeding him the ball.
Pass to Mobo. And again, Toronto no up. gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Now, Caruso. Van Vliet on the wing. He's covered by Ingram. In the corner, it's Bird. The three. It's hauled in by the Raptors. It's Dick on the wing. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And that is why this team has Grady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite three-point shot.
Pass to Caruso. Here's Bird. And they'll get another chance. Back to Bowl. Good. And it's Bird picking up the assist. Bulls got 21.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Ingram against Caruso. Ingram outside. Takes a three. Here's Mobo. Three-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Bull finds Bird. Bull setting the pick for Bird. Back to Bull. And the dunk by Bull.
And Bird gets a lot of love for his scoring ability, but he's also an outstanding passer for his position.
Caruso against Ingram. Allen outside. Toronto working the ball around now. Count that one.
It doesn't get any easier than this. They'll take these shots every time.
Van Vliet outside. Pass to Caruso. Here's Bull. He's covered by Ingram. Bull against Ingram.
Well, it seems like he's making everything. Nothing makes a coach happier than seeing your offense click.
Ingram against Caruso. Ingram passes to Dick. They grab their own miss.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
And another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Here's Mobo, defended by Duran. Pass to Allen. Now here's Ingram, defended by Caruso. Second chance effort. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, Ingram knows how to be a problem for the defense inside. Drawing contact there.
First free throw is good. And the NBA coach has made sure franchises can't sell their future via draft picks in a trade. What do you think of that?
I think it was probably a good idea because, you know, all of us, coaches, maybe even more than GMs, but organizations get to a point that you want to win so badly in the present that you're willing to just sacrifice the future, and that can lead to some very bad teams down the road, and the NBA doesn't want that.
And we've seen that. You're right. A lot of examples.
And like his father, Manu, Bull's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
And the second free throw, good. And here are the Raptors now. Quickly with it. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Quickly's got 22.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, he's going to be in for a long wait.
Pass to Bird. Barnes against Bull. Bird outside. Jacks up a three. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Pirtle's got 11 rebounds in the game. Dick passes to Ingram. And slam dunk by Ingram.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Here's Van Vliet. Bird outside. Three-pointer. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got his 4th assist in this one.
A great pass by Van Vliet. His first job on this squad is to facilitate.
Here's Quickly. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right, with the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
Here's Goodwin. Drains the three-pointer. There's 47 seconds left in the game. Now here's Van Vliet. Goodwin with the steal. Finished off the break. We've got 33 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Van Vliet outside. Up top, Bird. Pass to Caruso. Back to Bird. A fadeaway. That one falls. Bird's got 32 points in the game. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Larry Bird.